Hi everybody, my name is Meg from New York. My family is quite rich, and they made sure my life is luxurious. Everything that a kid could dream of, I already have, even before I want. But for as long as I can remember, I've had Tourette's. That means I have uncontrollable, involuntary tics. My body twitches. I say random words, and worst of all, they put me in very bad, dangerous situations. When I was 7, my family and I went on a trip to the Caribbean, and when we got on the plane, I suddenly screamed "bomb" as a tic. And you know what that can cause on a plane. It took my dad a long time to explain the misunderstanding, but they still put us on the no-fly list.
Meg, you need to try to control them a bit.
How am I supposed to do that? I would if I could.
Honey, it's not her fault.
Hush, woman, I know what to do.
Dad is the biggest hater of my tics, so he decided to keep me locked up at home, so I'll stay away from people. I was so lonely because I couldn't make any friends. I resented Dad, and I even resented my illness. I was at my limit, so I asked Mom to sneak me out for a bit. We went to the mall and stumbled upon an ice skating rink that feels very homely and ironically warm. The kids on it were moving so gracefully. It made me feel like I had stars in my eyes and a tingling in my fingers. I told Mom I wanted to try it. Honey, you'll just tic and fall. Still, I was insistent. She reluctantly agreed. I saw Mom approach one of the trainers and slip him a $100 bill. Well, that's Mom for you. Guess I should just be grateful she's allowing me to get this far. I was putting on my shoes, holding one in my hand. Then, my arm jerked, and I almost sliced my face with the blade, but I stopped myself at the last minute. Oh, thank God, Mom didn't notice. As I stepped onto the ice, it felt slippery but nice. As I held onto the penguin-shaped walker, I felt so free. But wait, something's not happening. I'm not ticking. As I started to get the hang of my movements, I realized I was so relaxed that my brain calmed down. Mom looked so emotional as she watched me. Honey, that was amazing. I'm so proud of you. After we snuck back home, we told Dad that I wanted to learn ice skating.
What are you, Tanya Harding? You're supposed to have an office job in my firm so no one could be inconvenienced with your tics.
Still, I decided to train behind Dad's back, and Mom helped me with it. I even made a YouTube channel to upload my progress on. The video went viral, and I gained 100,000 subscribers in less than a year. Even Dad's work partners saw the video and encouraged him to support my dream and to allow me to go to regular school. And let me tell you, Dad would never say no to one of his work partners. Then came the first day of high school. Oh, please, nervous system, be calm today. Of freaking course, my nervous system did not cooperate. The very first period, I suddenly shouted, "Freak!" And the teacher thought I was calling her, which, of course, earned me a golden ticket to detention. The next day, my tics made me have a funny facial expression, and a girl thought I was teasing her, which had landed me in a stupid fight. In the biology lab, we had to dissect a rat. I accidentally cut the strings, tying it in place with my scalpel. Suddenly, it jumped off of the tray and ran around the lab. All the students screamed and jumped onto the lab tables. "It's the plague!" Someone screamed. I was so embarrassed. I became known around the whole school as the Tic Girl. For the next 2 weeks, a good-looking rich boy named Ashton kept trying to get close to me.
Hey, cutie. You're a real klutz, huh? When are you gonna finally cave and be my girl?
Excuse me, I am not a klutz, and I don't want to be your girl.
Oh, come on, I got you something.
He handed me a bag with 8 pieces of jewelry inside.
One for each day of the week, babe.
Ugh, what a moron. He can't even count. The next day, bumped into the same girl I had fought with on my first day. Turns out that's Francia, the queen of the school. Ugh, it's you again. If you don't stop faking the supposed illness, I'll ruin your school life. That jerk has no idea how hard it is for me. I'm not faking. The only time I'm calm is just when I'm ice skating. Oh, good to know. Just know that you're gonna regret ever coming to this school. Next period, I saw that she started an ice skating club at school. And I'm banned from joining. What's up with this girl? On my way home, and as I'm crossing the street, I felt a tic attack coming. Oh no, not now. I fell to the ground in the middle of the road and couldn't get up. My God, there's a car coming. Is this how I die? Suddenly, I felt someone pulling me up into sidewalk.
Are you okay, miss?
I saw a turbo-cute boy my age wearing a driver's uniform. I was lost that I couldn't answer.
I'm Emilio, your dad's new driver.
Oh, hi. I sometimes get tic attacks. Thanks for saving me. But since you're here, I need you to... Suddenly, my arm flew and smacked his face. Oh no, why now? He looked taken aback. I was about to explain myself when his phone suddenly rang. He just turned around and left. No, wait! But he had already disappeared. What have I done? I should clear the air with him tomorrow after school. The next day I explained myself over what happened yesterday.
No worries, I understand. But you have a heavy hand, you know that?
Well, we can't all be as scrawny as you.
Okay, don't slap me again, please.
Well, since you're here, I need you to drive me somewhere, but don't tell Dad. He looked intrigued and nodded. He drove me to the rink, but I told him to wait until I finished practice. When I got out, he was watching me and looked fascinated.
Wow, you're very talented.
It's Meg. And thanks.
Well, I got you an empanada. I used to eat them all the time back home.
Where are you from? I asked as I ate. Wow, it was mouthwatering. He told me he moved here from South America, and that he's working to put himself through med school. What a hardworking guy. A few nights later, Dad had a huge fancy company dinner. I had to go, but he told me not to bring attention to myself. I was standing next to the stage in my gown. Emilio was standing by the exit. He looked so cute in his tuxedo. Dad was up on the podium, giving the speech he's been practicing for weeks. I feel a tick coming. Oh no, don't say it. Don't say it. Weirdo! 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 The world stood still at mine and Dad's embarrassment. People probably think I was calling him a name. Then a few people started snickering. I tried running out of the ballroom and tripped on the train of my dress and stumbled forward. I reached out for something to steady myself and accidentally grabbed onto a nearby tablecloth. The tablecloth jerked, and the entire table setting came crashing down, sending plates, glasses, and silverware lying in all directions. Oh, why can't I just vanish? Suddenly, Emilio ran to me and grabbed my hand, and we got out of that hotel. Wait, I'm a danger to the public. It's like I'm Godzilla. I'm getting out of hand.
It's fine, I know what'll calm you down.
Emilio said he'll take me somewhere I'm gonna love to make me feel better. He stopped at Target to get us a change of clothes, and he took me to the iconic ice rink in Central Park. We started skating. I just closed my eyes and lost myself in the music.
Has anyone ever told you you look like an angel when you skate?
I blushed at his sweetness. Thanks, you're not too bad yourself. I got so flustered by his words that I tripped. Oh, my ankle. I think I twisted it.
It's fine, I can help you.
He took off his scarf, and in a minute he'd perfectly wrapped my ankle. Emilio's been my savior through this whole ordeal of a day. Suddenly I got a call from Dad telling me to get home immediately. When I got home, Dad started going berserk on me.
You completely humiliated me in front of all my stakeholders.
I'm sorry, how can I make it up to you? He thought for a minute and inhaled deeply. Then a cunning smirk appeared on his face.
I need you to date the son of my biggest investor. He and his family are coming over to dinner tomorrow night.
I wanted to say no, but Dad would probably feed me to the fish if I did. The next day, his investor, his wife, and son came over. What the frick? Ashton?
Hey, cutie pie. Guess we're officially a couple now, huh?
Wait, you knew about this?
Of course I did. You might be hot, but the fact that your family's loaded is mostly what makes you attractive.
I could feel the bile rising in the back of my throat. I'll just try to get through this dinner. Though getting through had a new meaning, I think. They were so stuck up and snobby. So I tried to kiss up to them to satisfy Dad. Ma'am, may I just say that you look like an absolute beautiful bitch? All their jaws dropped. What the hell? Did I just call her the B word? Oh, excuse me. What I meant to say is I think you're beautiful. And suddenly my hand that was holding a glass of soda jerked, so I spilled the soda in her face.
Meg, go to your room.
Dad was mortified. But to be honest, I couldn't care less. The next day at school, Ashton came up to me, pulled me close and said,
Buttercup, I don't mind if your brain is working weird. Let's still be this school's hottest couple.
What is wrong with that kid? Seriously?
Here you go. There are 3 Rolls Royces parked outside. Pick your favorite.
He shoved a handful of car keys in my face. Dude, I don't even have a license. Gosh, he wasn't bright at all. He just pulled me close and tried to kiss me. I pushed him away. Sorry, I don't like you that way. As a matter of fact, I just don't like you. When I got home, Dad was steaming from anger. Ashton's parents had pulled out of their deal with Dad. Guess it serves him right for putting me in this position to begin with. You don't get it. Ashton's a complete idiot and even his parents are absolute phonies.
It's all because that driver boy has made you feel that you can be like everyone else. I'll just have to fire him.
That was the moment I just exploded with anger. You can't force me to live my life your way anymore. I won't hide my skating and who I like and be ashamed of my illness any longer because of you.
She's right. You've done nothing but push her around all these years. I won't stand back and watch it happen any longer.
Well, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Mom and I just looked at each other, got up, went to our rooms and packed our bags. We moved out of our mansion, and Dad even had our credit cards deactivated. Thankfully, Mom already had some money saved, so we were able to rent a nice condo to live in. I also already had my YouTube videos monetized, which earned me quite a pretty penny. I started uploading even more and more videos, and in 1 month, I gained a whole 1 million subscribers. When I went to school the day after getting my 1 million subs plaque, I found the words, "Scrambled Brain Skater," graffitied on my locker. Francia came up to me in front of everyone and shamelessly claimed responsibility for it. What's wrong with you? Why can't you just leave me alone?
Listen up, Budget Nancy Kerrigan. I'm a much better skater than you, and I'll prove it. You and I are having a skate-off. Whoever loses leaves the school.
Fine. Each of us will prepare a routine and perform it in front of a group of professional judges.
You're on.
We set the date of the skate-off to be in 2 weeks. The whole school and all my skating fans were buzzing and gossiping about it. It was the talk of the town. I was practicing non-stop. Then the day finally came. Francia was wearing a heavy rhinestone leotard and with her hair down. That could cause her challenges in her skating routine. Her improperly tied skate laces raise concerns. As her music starts, her movements appear more like dancing, and she struggles to navigate the ice, and some rhinestones from her outfit fall off. She finishes and enjoys the applause. With a confident smile, she whispers to me,
Good luck trying to beat that.
It's my turn. I'm anxious. I looked over at Mom on the bleachers.
You got this, sweetie!
Okay, I can do this. I got on the ice and started my routine, filled with jumps and axles. As I gracefully finished my routine, the audience erupted into applause, completely captivated by my talent. I'm positive I'm gonna win this.
And the winner is Francia Diaz.
What? Francia won? I don't understand this.
By popular vote, the winner of the judges' votes is Meg Green.
Oh, thank God. I almost had a heart attack. So people just liked Francia's flashy outfit and popular persona, but I actually won as best skater. I looked at Francia, who looked as if she'd just seen a ghost. I went up the podium to receive my cup and shook the judges' hands.
We also have a surprise for you. It is our honor to be joined today by Mr. Sanchez from the Tourette's Association of America.
A man in a suit came on stage and shook my hand.
Hi, Meg. The association would like to formally invite you to become a spokesperson for inclusion of people with Tourette's in sports.
This is such an honor. All I've ever wanted was to help others with Tourette's feel seen. Suddenly I saw Francia running across the ice towards me. She suddenly fell face first on the ice before she could reach me. I was able to spend the rest of the year competing in and also speaking at competitions and championships to help spread awareness for Tourette's.
I want all the youth struggling with Tourette's to know that, like me, you too can build a castle out of all the rocks thrown at you.
It was the most popular quote from my most viewed speech. And with the money I make on my own, I was able to reach out to Emilio and offer him a job as my official on-the-road doctor. We got really close, and I feel like maybe one day this can grow into more than friendship. Oh, and guess who got invited to participate in the next Winter Olympics?
When I was 11, playing in my backyard in Rio de Janeiro, I suddenly smelled smoke. I turned and saw that my house was on fire. I quickly ran inside and carried my little brother, my grandma, and our dog Marshmallow, who looked more like a toasted s'more after I saved him. My parents rushed after us and called the fire department.
Come on, man! It's a family of 5 and a dog! We need to get them out! Wait, what?
The firefighter said once he noticed we were all sitting outside safely. Oh, I've already carried everyone out, sir.
Oh, well, we were coming to save you guys, but I see you're coming for our job, huh?
He laughed. Hi, my name is Nana from Brazil. I was born with exceptional strength. The kids at school even called me Hercules. The mayor gave me a medal for my bravery. And I was even awarded a scholarship to train as a wrestler in the US. My whole family would even get a green card to go with me as long as I'm wrestling. So, I'm determined to keep wrestling so my family could continue to have a great life. I've been competing for my school ever since then. After I won my school the first place for the 20th time, they awarded the whole team by taking us to watch a UFC fight in the VIP section. People were so classy and posh. I bet all celebrities are so nice, and suddenly a guy carelessly bumped into me.
Hey, watch it.
He said with an aura of arrogance around him. Do you need your eyes checked out? You bumped into me. His face looks familiar, but I can't place him.
Do you have any idea who I am, Musclehead? I will— Whoa!
Joey, is this any way to talk to your fans? Suddenly, a woman in a blazer interrupted him. I see. This idiot is teenage heartthrob pop sensation Joey Edwards. I once saw a girl with his name tattooed on her forehead. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not a fan, I said and left. Hey, did you guys hear? Our school doesn't have the budget to keep our wrestling club going, my friend Jen said.
Yeah, I heard they'll shut us down if we don't nail down a sponsorship soon.
My best friend Andy said. This is a travesty. This is a disaster comparable to the Titanic. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. I hung out with my friends for a bit, then it was time to leave. I pulled out on my phone and— wait, whose phone is this? Mine is an old phone that looks like it was released during the Stone Age. This one looks like something out of Star Wars. It rang, so I answered. Hi, I'm the woman who just pulled Joey away from you. Do you mind meeting me at the cafeteria? Oh, I get it now. I accidentally grabbed that spoiled airhead's phone. I'll go give it back. But when I met her, she completely averted my naive theory. You didn't accidentally grab it. I put it in your bag. What? My name's Margot. I've been Joey's manager since he was 13. He used to be such a nice kid, but fame caught to his head and I want to pull him back from the darkness. What does that have to do with me? You're the first person I've ever seen who isn't either intimidated by or crushing on him. She then explained that she wants me to blackmail him into working for me, using his phone to do it. Look, you seem nice, and I'm sympathetic to your cause, but I don't remember adopting that guy, so why should I help raise him? I put the phone on the table and left to catch up with my friends. Why should I even care about that guy? I left and our team's coach came to pick us up, but she told me that if the wrestling club shuts down, mine and my family's green cards will probably be revoked. I can't let that happen. We need a marketing manager, huh? Someone with connections and influence. I don't want to admit it, but we need a miracle. And it was presented to me on a silver platter. I went back to the cafeteria and found Marco still sitting there. It felt like sawdust in my throat to say it, but I had to. Okay, I'm in. She gave me Joey's sci-fi phone and told me to dial down the temporary number he's currently using. Yo, pretty boy, I have your phone with all your private info.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I'll ask the questions. Wanna make a deal?
Listen here, you little thief. You think you can manipulate me?
You tell me. How do you think your millions of fans would react when they see your awful mullet you had when you were 12?
Wait, you opened my pictures?
He thought for a couple of seconds and then spoke again.
Fine. What are your demands?
I'm a part of a wrestling team that's in danger of getting shut down. I need you to publicly endorse us and get a sponsor to help us not to get shut down. I told him to meet me at my school the next day. The school put out a freaking red carpet for the idiot.
So much for teaching him humility, I guess. Sorry, Margot.
He's here! My future husband is here! Ah! My bestie Andrea asked in a voice that sounds like a chipmunk dying. As you probably guessed, she's a fan of that moron.
Okay, let's get this over with. What do you want from me?
We are a group of tight-knit, promising young athletes who dream of—
Spare me the sales pitch. What do I do to get my phone back from your raccoon grip?
Okay, let's cut the crap. I want you to use your connections to nail us a sponsorship. Or else the club will be shut down and your baby pics in the bath will end up online.
Ugh, fine, whatever.
He started doing what I told him. He also posted one Instagram story about us. In an hour, our Instagram account had gained 10,000 new followers. People were attracted to us like a bear to honey. I can't not milk this. Joey, sweetie, this is good, but guess what? Not good enough!
Okay, you must be joking.
Nope, you're not off the hook yet. He pouted like a brat and stormed out. You're the most childish person I've ever met. I yelled at him as we passed the swimming pool. About time someone said no to that bastard.
Well, I never wanted to do this in the first place.
Well, maybe if you weren't such a self-centered phony, you'd be happier.
You think I enjoy being this? Being emotionally unavailable and cold all the time sucks. I have to act like this or else Whoa!
And he fell into the pool because he was caught up in the moment. Oh my god, Joey, give me your hand! My house is nearby, so I thought I should take him to put his clothes in the dryer. I pulled him with one hand and he followed me to the house, shivering like a chihuahua. I'm home with a guest, guys! I yelled as I walked in. I don't want a repeat of what happened last time I came in unannounced with a friend. Let's just say it included my 3-year-old brother, his underwear, and chocolate sauce. Hi, sweetie, is this young man your classmate? Mom said as she greeted me, and what looked like a soaked cat? More or less, he fell into the pool. Oh, poor sweetie, let me get you some of my husband's clothes and a towel. Mom said, but I can see Joey was more startled that she didn't know who he was. He changed into Dad's vintage baseball jersey, and Dad greeted him.
Thanks for this, sir. You get it at a thrift store? No, I used to pitch for the Red Sox. What? No way! I love the Red Sox!
Suddenly, Joey was a kid excited to meet his sports hero. Dad started gushing to Joey about his glory days, and Joey looked as if he's just a normal, happy teenager. Well, come on, kids, time for dinner.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'll just wait for my clothes to dry and leave.
Oh, nonsense. There's always room on our table for one more. He sat in between my 9 and 4-year-old brothers, who immediately started to ask him about his favorite superheroes. Afterwards, I walked him to where his limo was picking him up from. My family's so crazy, aren't they?
Oh, no, not at all. This is actually the most fun I've had in a long time.
Don't you have get-togethers with your family?
Oh, God, no. My parents only see me as a money-making machine, and I have no siblings. Margot's my only actual companion, so that's just it.
That sounds so lonely. For the first time, he's humanized in my eyes. The next day, though, he was back to being a stupid piece of shit. Ugh, are they still bickering over a marketing strategy? I heard Katie sigh. Yeah, it's actually entertaining to watch.
You're such an idiot if you think anyone would want to sponsor the team with your lame strategy.
Well, I've seen the sales of your latest album, and I think there's a lot of idiots in the world.
You realize you just complimented my album sales, right?
Ugh, I can't stand you! We kept bickering all day. You two are fighting like an old married couple, and I love it! Way to go, Andy! You managed to make an already uncomfortable situation even more uncomfortable.
Look, all I'm saying is, I know publicity. Let me use my knowledge to guide you guys well.
He actually sounds sincere. Maybe I should listen to him. Okay, let's see where this goes. In a few days, we got a call to be sponsored by Nike. The Nike! We were all freaking out. It was all thanks to Joey's help. All the girls threw him an ice cream party. And even though he's used to Grammy after parties, he seemed to be having such a good time in our humble one. He hung around with us for the entire next month, and it was amazing to see how the girls were able to gradually start looking at him as just a friend, and not the guy whose posters hang on their bedroom walls. I can tell he felt close to them as well. Him and I were told to go shopping for new equipment. We went to a sporting goods store, and I started buying 10 of everything. It was too much to carry. A woman even bumped into me, almost causing me to drop everything.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, look at you being such a gentleman. Who would have thought?
Well, no man would just leave heavy things to a fragile girl.
Before he could finish, I pushed away a huge metal vending machine that was in the way and picked up the 50-kilogram dumbbells. He looked a little bit astonished.
You know what? Just forget what I said. I'm just happy to help.
He retaliated and I laughed. So, you've unexpectedly turned into a team player?
Well, they're not so bad.
I guess the only one you should resent is the one blackmailing you, huh?
Weirdly, I'm kind of grateful that you did that. I'm glad I met you.
I wasn't expecting that answer. I could feel my face burning. I quickly changed the subject. The championship next week is in Portland. You're coming, right?
Of course. Where would the team be without this good luck charm?
He said it with a smug grin, but this time it just felt charming. This might have started out as me trying to help Margot, but I'm so glad I met him too. The big day came, and we all met at the school to ride the bus together. Joey was supposed to be here 15 minutes ago. Maybe he's just running late. We waited another 30 minutes for him, but he wasn't even answering my call. The coach said we needed to get going. I wonder what happened to Joey. We got to the venue and started warming up. I suddenly got an Instagram notification. So did all the girls. I checked my phone, and it was an interview. An interview with superstar Joey Edwards. What the hell? This is live? So he ditched us for this? What in the world? I thought he had become a part of our team. Was it all an act? Just to get his phone back? But I still have his phone right here. Where's his phone? I can't find it. Oh, I see. He took the phone when I wasn't watching and bailed on us. But why did he have to spend all that time with us? He could have just done that from the start. Just forget about that butthead, guys. We're here to win, aren't we? I put on my bravest face and went on acting like I didn't feel awful. It was my turn in the ring. My competition was a girl I'd already fought before and won. So I'm confident I can take her. The bell rang and I went in for the first attack. Whoa! Before I could finish my thought, she took me down. What the hell? This has never happened before. I got up and tried again, but she just took me down again. I hope you're happy, Joey. I just stood there waiting to fall again. As expected, I lost. For the first time in my career. All my friends have always looked at me like some sort of gladiator princess. And now I've allowed my feelings for a boy to strip that away from me. After the match, we went back to the school. And unexpectedly, the red flag pop star was waiting for us by the entrance. All the girls glared at him and went in. Andy had lightning bolts shooting out of her eyes. If looks could kill, he'd be dead.
I can't explain.
Don't bother. You snagged your phone and went AWOL like I should have expected.
No, that's not what happened. My parents fired Margot.
What?
I'm not in control of anything in my life anymore. I need your help. They want to work me to death, but I'm legally unable to fire them.
I looked in his eyes, and he looked as heartbroken as someone who just lost the only family he has would. He's telling the truth. I rounded up the girls, and they all agreed to help him. Okay, so what's our plan? We printed out some cringy I Heart JE t-shirts and put on our best fangirl faces. The next day, we showed up at his house screaming and shrieking so loudly that rabid stray dogs avoided us. Ah! Joey, marry me! Joey, I brought adoption papers so you could adopt me! My friends all screamed as I rang the doorbell. I was dressed in a smart suit and looked official as hell. When the butler opened, I said I'm the president of Joey's fan club and I demanded to speak to his managers. Sir, ma'am, we demand Joey perform at our next assembly. Just sign this contract, please.
I have never seen you before. How long has this fan club been going on?
A long time. We've been around since before the dinosaurs. I nervously laughed. Well, I don't care about a small fan club. Why would we agree to that? Did I mention we pay 10 million bucks? Suddenly, their eyes turned into dollar signs.
Oh, why didn't you just lead with that?
Yeah, Joey would love to do it. He can clean your toilet bowl if you want him to. Great, just sign here. They were so distracted by the money that they didn't even bother reading the contract before they signed. I walked out with a winning smile on my face, and the moment the girls saw me, they broke character and we all left. Waiting for us at the school were Joey and Margot.
Well, you guys owe us until we invent flying cars.
I can't believe you guys actually convinced Mr. and Mrs. Edwards to emancipate Joey and rehire me. Well, convince is overstating it. They were too blinded by the money that they signed the contract that legally makes you Joey's guardian. All of us were smiling bigger than an Australian quokka, happy that we saved Joey from that polished turd of a life. Joey was able to endorse our team proudly at his next concert, and support came raining on us. Him and I grew closer as he insisted the entire team be invited backstage at every single one of his shows. Needless to say, Andrea was living her best life. When I got home, there was a flower on my doorstep, along with movie tickets. I picked them up and suddenly, Joey appeared from behind me.
Hey, so you saved me from hell. Can I take you on a thank you date?
Oh, the international heartthrob wants to date me? Who would have thought this all started with me almost posting your baby back pics online? We both laughed and he pulled me closer. I guess I'm now a Joey Edwards fangirl. Have you ever wondered what it might feel like to be a real-life royal princess? Well, I sure didn't. Hey y'all, I'm Jess. One day, my heart was singing, as it always does when I deliver a new baby cow. Nothing could ever beat this feeling. After I was done, I heard a sound coming from the bushes. I went to investigate it, and to my surprise, a girl wearing a ball gown and a tiara jumped out. She looked around my age, and definitely did not look from around here. Are you looking for a pumpkin to turn into a cart and take you to the ball? The girl looked at me like I had grown another head. What? Your costume. It looks like Cinderella. Hate to burst your bubble, but it's not Halloween and you're too old to go trick-or-treating anyways. She just kept eyeballing me. What's your name? Do you even know where you are?
I'm actually not so sure.
Okay, either this girl has amnesia or I'm being punked. I helped her up and took her to the house to treat her wounds. She had a locket on that read Princess Miriam, and she said she just remembers running all night, but can't remember anything else. I tended to her wounds and turned on the TV for her to entertain herself until I called my parents. Suddenly, I heard on the TV,
The Princess of Vivia has gone missing. Apparently, she was visiting the US with her advisors and hasn't been seen since last night.
I looked at Miriam and she gave me an obviously oblivious smile. I have royalty in my kitchen! Should I call the cops? Should I bend the knee or something? I called the authorities and explained the situation, and two huge muscular men arrived at my doorstep, and with them, a scrawny, polished man in a suit. Hi, so I found her this morning, and he didn't even wait for me to finish and just walked past me. City folk really have no manners.
Your Highness, where have you been? We've been worried sick.
I don't know who you are or what you're talking about, but wow, your head is so shiny, like a mirror.
What have you done to her? I'm Mr. Ricardo, the princess's loyal assistant and protector, and I will make you regret whatever you've done to her.
He started accusing me. Okay, listen here, bald spot. Go fix yourself a nice drink and calm the
Fix! I know how we'll fix this. Yeah, you're the same build as the princess. You can pose as her at the Earth Summit tomorrow.
What? No, I would never.
We'll buy all the farm's crops for the next 20 years.
Cha-ching! That would make the farm thrive. Fine, but this better not bite me in the rear. He smiled and directed me to the royal limousine while instructing the bodyguards to stay with Miriam. We got to the airport, touched down in Vivia, and got to the hotel. They were staying in a Royale-level suite. If this is Earth, I wonder what paradise looks like. Mr. Ricardo got all the servants to tend to me and make me look as royal-looking as possible. He even got me an accent coach to help me sound like Miriam. I looked like one of them hand-painted ceramic dolls by the time they were finished.
Okay, not bad. You don't exactly radiate royal vibes, but beggars can be choosers, I guess.
I just want to get this over with. I'll just push through whatever he says I should do, and then I can leave this fiasco behind me.
Oh, one last thing. Meet your soon-to-be husband.
Yeah, soon to be what now?
Then entered the boy that radiated sunshine that could feed my crops for like 2 whole weeks or something. He walked over to me and gently grabbed my hand and kissed it. I felt like my cheeks were emitting more heat than a nuclear power plant.
It's enchanting to finally make your acquaintance, my lady. I'm Louis.
Why was he speaking like the princess do in the children's books my mother used to read to me? Oh wait, I see. He's wearing a suit that only royalty could afford. He's probably a prince and Miriam's fiancé. Wait, did he say make your acquaintance? How are they engaged if he's only just meeting her now? Oh, enchanting is all mine, my good bro, Sir Grace. I mean, my lord. I nervously said and bowed my head down like they do in the movies. The prince just gave me an amused smile.
And it is my honor to introduce Her Majesty Queen Ludmilla.
She was looking me up and down and then started circling me like a vulture.
She's far too skinny. Why don't you have any meat on your bones, girl?
Oh, it's 'cause I eat more chicken. I saw Mr. Ricardo facepalm like I'd just burned his house down. Wow, tough crowd. He led us to the ballroom where the event was taking place. All those fancy Marie Antoinette-looking peeps. Prince Louis held his hand out to invite me to dance. Okay, I can do this. I've seen cartoons. I just need to look agile and classy and like a swan and ow! Goodness gracious! How did I manage to step on both of his feet at the same time? Okay, I just need to grab onto his shoulders and nope, almost pushed him down. I tried to go with his gentle spinning, but I'm too nervous. Does this guy even have any idea how uncomfortable this is?
Hey, it's okay. Truth is, I don't like dancing either, so we're in the same boat.
He said in a reassuring tone, and I smiled. We danced, had dinner, and attended a play that night. Despite my initial complaining, I had a great time. Then, it was time for me to speak during the Earth Summit. I stood behind the podium, which thankfully hid my shaking knees. I was so nervous. What if I say the wrong thing? They would all laugh at me. Wait, what am I thinking? This is the Earth Summit. I'm a farmer. I know all there is to know about the environment, more than any of these knobs in the audience do. I can do this. I started giving my speech about ethical agricultural practices, how governments should facilitate farmers, and support advances in agricultural sciences. Everyone was listening to me like I was Einstein giving a lecture. When I got off the stage, someone was obviously very happy to see me.
Oh, that was so good! I'm so proud of you, Jess. The queen might even give me a knighthood over this.
His lip quivered as he thanked me. I noticed Louis walking over to us.
Princess, that was flabbergastingly good. Usually the royalty that speak at these events seem like they're just reading off a teleprompter. But you're really passionate about this, huh?
Oh, thank you very much. I am indeed. For 2 weeks, I went to all kinds of events with Prince Louis. Whenever I got flustered or anxious, he placed a reassuring hand on mine.
You know, I've never met anyone with as much passion as you. I used to be really into aviation as a kid, but I had to put that aside to assume my royal duties. It's refreshing to see you so devoted to your activism.
That gave me a confidence boost that I didn't even know I needed. One day during a conference, I was exceptionally nervous, and he pulled me aside.
Hey, if you're uncomfortable, how about we sneak out and do something fun after this?
I looked at him in disbelief. I guess there's an edgy side to the royal prince, huh? He took me to a private military plane hangar, and we got into one of the jets. What I didn't expect is that he'd take off and show me some acrobatic airshow move. It was so much fun to feel as if I was a part of the cosmos. I guess being royal and having a pilot's license comes with its perks. And after every event, he'd drive us back to the hotel to change into casual clothes, and we'd sneak off behind his mom's and Mr. Ricardo's back, take a sports car, and we'd go have fun in the city wherever we wanted. I think I might be falling for... Whoa! Hold your horses, cowgirl! What am I saying? This is another girl's fiancé, and even if he wasn't, we come from 2 completely different worlds. I need to snap myself back into reality. I'll apologize to Mr. Ricardo and get on the first flight back to Alabama. I thought I should call home and see how Miriam's doing. Hello? Miriam answered with a chipper voice. Hey Miriam, how's everything? Oh yeah, everything's great. Your mom taught me how to milk a cow, harvest the crops, and do so many things. Yeah, that's great, Miriam, but I think you should come back to your real life now. What? No! I don't want to go back. Snobby Queen Ludmilla forcing me to marry her son as if I'm dying to be her family. Why should I even... Ah! She gasped when she realized what she's done. Wait a darn minute. You got your memory back? And you didn't think to tell anyone? She took a deep, shameful breath. No, Jess. I never lost it in the first place. For a few moments, no words could come out of my mouth. And then, the Niagara Falls of words fell from my mouth. What do you mean you never lost it in the first place, you entitled self-centered dirtbag? Shh. Look, I'll explain. I hated my life as a royal. So when we arrived in the US, I waited for an opening to escape without anyone noticing, and when you found me, I had to make it look like I didn't know who you could send me back to. I can't believe this! On one hand, I'm pissed at her. On the other, I sympathize with her. She can't escape what she was born into. Should I help her? Do I even want to? Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. It was Louis. Oh, hey, how do you do? Oh, I'm great. So there's a meteor shower tonight? I know a great spot it'll be visible from. Do you want to go watch? Oh, my heart is pounding. What should I say? I'm torn between running back home at full speed like the Roadrunner from those cartoons and really wanting to go out with him. Sure, you go on right ahead. I'll be right out. He nodded and left waiting in the lobby. I held the phone to my ear again, and Miriam was laughing like a hyena. OMG! You've got the hots for Louis? This is priceless. Oh, shut up. I was so mortified she heard that. Oh, this is perfect. You can stay there, live your wildest Jane Austen love story, and I can stay here with all my cows, horses, and chickens. She said as if it were that simple. I wished it were, though. I'll think about it. I said and hung up. I got dressed and went down to meet with Louis. We drove to a hill in a place far away from all the lights. We sat down on the grass and watched the might of the universe, as if we were the only two people on the planet. He looked me in the eyes, and believe me when I tell you, his sparkled more than the billions of stars lighting up the night sky.
You know, I'm very grateful for this arranged marriage thing. I thought it would suck, but I feel like I'm falling in love with you.
I felt a happiness I had never felt before. So this is what love feels like, huh? I feel the same way, I said as he leaned in to kiss me. Suddenly, both our phones rang.
Jess, I need you to come back immediately.
Mr. Ricardo sounded nervous. I told him I'd be right there, and I looked at Louis.
Sorry, we should go. My mother said I should get back immediately.
They probably found out we've been sneaking off. Whatever. When we got back to the hotel, we were summoned to Queen Ludmilla's throne room. In there was her and Mr. Ricardo, and he looked anxious.
How thoughtful of you to finally show up. What do you have to say for yourself? I apologize for my recklessness, Your Majesty, but you arranged this engagement anyway, and we were getting to know each other better. Isn't that what you wanted? She scoffed. No, I arranged for your engagement to Princess Miriam.
The moment she said that, it felt like the earth had stopped spinning.
I don't understand. This is Princess Miriam.
He looked at me with confusion in his eyes.
It turns out, this brat is nothing but a redneck commoner they passed as the princess after she escaped and feigned amnesia. They have been fooling us all along.
I was so scared, I didn't know what to say or do. What's gonna happen to me? To Mr. Ricardo? To Miriam? But most importantly, does Louis hate me now? I looked at him, and he was looking down silently. Then, he raised his head and looked his mother in the eyes.
I don't care.
We all looked at him.
What? I love her, and I will not settle for an arranged marriage anymore. I'm sure Princess Miriam doesn't want it either.
I was speechless. I love him too, but I can't result in the wreck of a royal family. I swallowed my pride and cleared my throat. I love you too, but Her Majesty's right. We come from two different worlds. Things should go back to the way they were. I said as my heart shattered and left the room, packed my stuff, and immediately headed to the airport. I got home and locked myself in my room for a whole week. Miriam knew something had happened, but she gave me my space. It never occurred to me that I would be a party in a star-crossed lovers trope. Jess, there's someone here to see you. If it's our neighbor, here to brag about his technique in using fertilizer, tell him to scram. No it's not. When I went down, it was Mr. Ricardo.
Look, Jess, I regret the part I played in your heartbreak, and I want to make it right.
He handed me a plane ticket and told me that Louis has been doing all he can to find me. My heart felt like a rose that got watered for the first time in days. I have to go to him. I hopped on the first plane to Vivia. I need to see him. I don't care if the queen threatens to use her guillotine on me. When I got to the palace, Louis' servants immediately welcomed me, but they had no idea where he could be. Wait, I know, the hill we watched the meteor shower from only a week ago. When I got there, Louis was sitting on the ground exactly as we did only a few days ago. Hey, Your Highness, I jokingly said, and his head snapped quickly to the side the moment he heard my voice.
Princess, I mean Jess, you're really here.
Yes, I came back. I don't know how we could ever be together, but I refuse to let all the good we did for the environment go to waste. I want to work in your government, just as a humble employee. He smiled.
I would love that, but there's just one problem.
What is it?
A duchess can't be hired as a humble employee.
Huh? What's he talking about? What duchess?
I don't know if Mr. Ricardo told you, but I've been working my behind off to change the law. At first, my mother was completely against it, but after she saw how depressed I've been, she agreed to let us be together.
He said with a smile that could light up all of Vivia. I squealed in happiness and wrapped my arms around him. Only 1 year later, a heck of a lot had happened. Miriam returned to Vivia, and she continued being the princess, but she made sure she got her own huge farm in the palace, and said I'm always welcome there. Louis and his mom went back to their country to enforce all the good ideas I had come up with for the environment. Although, they haven't been focusing too much on them for the past couple of months. I mean, planning a royal wedding puts a lot on your plate. The big day arrived, and Miriam was my maid of honor, and I wore the fluffiest bridal princess dress. Hi, I'm Chloe from Los Angeles. I live with my single mother who got super rich a few years ago by sheer coincidence. We were going down our local mall's escalator when Mom's dress got caught up in it. Mom hurtled down the escalator and hit her head. Afterwards, the mall's manager came rushing towards us. Good luck trying to handle Mama Bear.
What kind of mall is this? I could have died! Who would have taken care of my precious daughter then? Oh, please don't sue us, ma'am. We'll settle this outside of court.
They awarded us $10 million as compensation. And that was just the beginning of our wealth. Mom made investments with that money and got $70 million in profits in 1 year. So, we now live a very fancy life. Still, Mom has always tried to raise me to remain humble, and she is my best friend in the whole world. She always gets me what I want, so I use that to help people in need. Still, the kids at school were jealous of me for being rich. No way these idiots' mom got rich that easily. She must have done something bad.
I heard she's a crook.
Nobody wanted to befriend the new money trash. I felt like I couldn't fit in anywhere, rich or poor. And the worst of all, when I get nervous, I become a total idiot that doesn't know how to act. One day when I was 13, a bully shoved me into a locker. I kept knocking on the door for anybody to let me out. I totally forgot I had my phone. I was choking from the smell and the little oxygen. After a while, the new transfer girl my age named Scarlett opened the door. I was in tears. These insects. How dare they do this to you? She helped me out and took me to the nurse's office. Ever since then, Scarlett had become my BFF. She's so sweet and funny. We would go shopping and see a movie every single week. But suddenly, her family had to move away, and I was all alone again. One day when I was 17, Mom made a bad investment, and we lost all of our money. We were gonna have to give up everything. My mom was so devastated that she had to be hospitalized after she got the bad news. After she had regained her consciousness, she decided to send me to live with her sister, whom I had never met before. I am not leaving your side, not when you're in this condition.
Oh, you have to do this, you kind-hearted dummy. This will help me.
Help was my trigger word. If this is how I could help, then I'm all in. I decided to get a job and learn how to support myself and Mom. When I arrived at the airport, there was a boy my age waiting for me. Hi, I'm Chloe. Nice to meet...
Yeah, sure. I'm here to take you home.
He looked very annoyed when he spoke to me. He didn't even look my way. Turns out, this rude boy's name is Carson, and he's Aunt Marie's neighbor. We arrived, and I thanked Aunt Marie for welcoming me.
Okay, I'm going to work.
Oh, wait, do you think maybe I could get a part-time job?
Why would anyone want to hire a spoiled brat?
Carson!
I just mean... our shop doesn't usually hire people without experience. It'll be nearly impossible.
You're hired, said the manager of the ice cream shop. Oh, thank you so much.
But sir, she has no experience whatsoever.
That's why you're gonna train her. Carson looks like he's seen a ghost. But I was ecstatic. The next day, we got to work, and I put on my cute little cow-shaped uniform hat. Hate to admit it, but Carson looked so cute in his uniform and his little name tag.
Okay, so first rule of business, the cow's tail goes in the back.
Okay, gotcha.
You're gonna be responsible for the cold drinks. It's easy, just do this.
He showed me in a minute, and before I could ask anything, he left me to fend for myself. I don't need him anyway. I noticed that many girls come in and buy stuff just because they want to talk to him. Like I care. Things were going fine, until at midday, an entire Little League football team came in. I want a sundae! I want a milkshake! I just threw up in the bathroom. Get somebody to clean it up, miss. They all just kept shouting all at the same time. Okay, hold your horses. I tried getting all the cups and cones they wanted. I turned on the ice cream machine and made the perfect ice cream swirl. Okay, maybe I can do this. I tried to turn off the machine, but it wouldn't. Oh no, the soft serve is falling on the floor. Okay, I know. I'll just get more cups. I tried to keep it off the floor, but the cups just kept overflowing. Okay, I know. I'll just catch it in my mouth. I kneeled and tried to eat the ice cream, but there is only so much a girl can take. It covered my head and clothes. The customers were rolling on the floor laughing. I got up to get a towel, but I slipped and fell on my butt. This slapstick humor has officially gotten old.
What the hell are you doing? If the machine is jammed, why didn't you just unplug it, genius?
Suddenly, the manager appeared from behind him. Whoa! Carson! What have you done? I leave you in charge for 1 hour and you flood the shop?
No, sir. I didn't.
No excuses. Clean this up. And then he left. Carson glared at me with storms in his eyes. Well, if you had trained me well like you were supposed to, we wouldn't be in this mess. I went to the house to get cleaned up and gather my thoughts. On my way back, I felt like I was being watched. I turned to see somebody with a hoodie following me, and I got nervous. I made a hard left turn, but the stranger kept following. I kept taking detours in order to determine if they were purposely on my tail. I hid behind one of the bushes, and once the hooded stalker appeared, I pounced on them like a jungle cat. I reached for the nearest object in my bag to threaten them with. A banana? What the heck? Am I gonna hurt them with the potassium? Who are you? And why are you following me?
Chloe, dude, it's me, Scarlett. Holy mackerel, Scarlett!
I yelled as I got off her and pulled her in for a hug. Oh my god, what are the odds? I explained to her what happened in my life and my new living situation, and she told me that her family moved here to Texas and their luck turned around. Now they're super rich. I invited her to walk to work with me.
Oh, you work somewhere with these kinds of people, huh?
Scarlett said with a weird look on her face, but I was too distracted by my excitement to ask what she meant. When we got back to the store, Carson was still cleaning up, holding 10 items in his arms. Once he saw Scarlett, he dropped them all.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
What is?
Are the two rich girls ganging up on me now?
Oh my god, Chloe. Of all the people,
you had to be working with him? I was so confused, but I can definitely sense a lot of hostility. Scarlett took me aside and explained that she and Carson dated a while back. But he broke up with her and hadn't spoken to her since. What a small world we live in. Afterwards, she left and I went home. I went to work the next day and at noon, a gorgeous boy came in and he smelled expensive.
Hey, can I please get a milkshake?
I got him his order, but he hung around for a bit.
Never seen you around town.
I told him that I just moved, but left out the private parts of the story. Suddenly, someone came through the door as I was right behind it. I tripped and almost fell on my back, but he caught me fairy tale princess style. He continued being nice to me, and then he asked me out. And I agreed since he's so charming. His name is Teddy, and he's around my age. When we went out, I was a little nervous, but I actually ended up having a great time. He took me to a homeless shelter so we could volunteer. It was so kind and selfless of him. When I got home, Carson was waiting out front.
Let me guess, he took you somewhere to volunteer, huh?
How did you... It's none of your business.
Okay, let me tell you something you obviously don't know yet. Teddy is your bestie Scarlett's stepbrother.
Wait, what? I had no idea Scarlett's parents even got divorced, let alone that she has a stepbrother.
These two rich kids are selfish, snobby, and bad news.
No, they're actually nice. Who do you think you are to judge people?
Well, I wouldn't expect the spoiled airhead heirs to understand.
You're a jerk. I went to my room and slammed the door. The next day, we ignored each other all day at work. Then, a lady came in with her kid to buy milk. The kid was dying for some ice cream, but his mom couldn't afford it. I waited until she turned her head so I wouldn't embarrass her, and I handed the kid an ice cream cone and whispered, "Hey, this is a gift." The kid smiled like he had won $1 million and left happily. I noticed Carson watching, but pretended not to notice. A while later, he came up to me looking embarrassed.
Look, I'm sorry for being rude earlier. I just don't think the Scarlett I know is the same one you think you know.
I thought about what he said, but I still couldn't imagine Scarlett being a bad person. I'm just gonna call her and invite her over. When she got to my room, we started reminiscing about the good old days, but I had to ask her why people have bad things to say about her family.
Because people are just jealous of us, I guess.
Well, I can certainly relate to that. She invited me for a drive in her car. She was driving dangerously fast.
Whoa, Scarlett, slow down!
I yelled just before we slammed into a road sign pole.
Oh my god, this is a felony!
I freaked out.
Don't lose your head, I'll make it right.
She pulled out her phone and called someone.
Daddy,
I crashed into a road sign pole again. Can you pin it on one of your powerless employees? Please? She has to be joking, right?
Sure, baby girl.
I heard her dad say from the phone. My eyes popped out of my head. So this is what Carson was talking about. The next day, Teddy came to pick me up and go out, but I was shaken from last night's realization. He invited me to go to his stepdad's mall, so I thought I'd go check it out at least. I went and said hi to the owner, since he's Scarlett's dad. He remembered me and was nice to me. Oh, I miss this guy. But when I turned around, I heard him yelling in such a demeaning way.
You filth! I asked for a sparkling water 5 whole minutes ago!
He yelled. The poor employee was hardly holding back his tears. That is not at all how I remember him being like. I looked around his office, and a picture on the wall caught my eye. It's Scarlett's dad and another man smiling in front of the mall on opening day. Guess he's his partner. Underneath it were their signatures. The other man's name is Tucker Edgerton. Edgerton? Where have I read that name before? Suddenly it hit me. Carson Edgerton. His dad is one of the owners of this mall. But then, how come they live in such a small house in a humble neighborhood? After we left, I asked Teddy about it.
Sweets, do you actually think my dad would stay friends with that Edgerton guy? He just had an idea for a fun shopping center, and my dad led him on with a fake partnership and then cut him out completely. Smart move, isn't it?
Good lord! He was proud of it. These people are psychotic. I have got to help Carson and his family out. I went back home and knocked on Carson's front door. He was in the backyard. Look, I know why you hate rich people. You're right about Scarlett and Teddy, but I was never like that. Also, I know what went down between your families, and I want to help out.
And what's in it for you?
I just hate bullies, that's all. He looked at me with curiosity in his eyes, which was quickly replaced with gratitude. We sat down with his dad and nailed down a leak-proof plan. And since Teddy and Scarlett trust me, I was part of it. And this time, I wasn't going to be caught dead acting like an idiot like always. The next week, I went to Scarlett's dad's office.
Hey, Chloe. Didn't expect to see you here. What can I do for you?
Well, sir, I started working as an intern in a local newspaper, and this is my assistant, Mark. We wanted to interview you. Of course, Mark was actually Carson in disguise.
Well, I'm actually quite busy.
It'll just be a few questions. The first question is, what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs? As he started babbling on and on about resilience and determination, Carson quietly zipped out of the office and into the records room. I had to keep the man talking for as long as Carson needed to find the original blueprints and contracts that prove that his dad is the legitimate owner of the mall. Great answer! And what do you say to people who claim that your mall idea wasn't yours originally?
Oh, my competitors will say anything to sabotage me. Why do you ask?
Oh, come on, Carson. Hurry up! He's starting to see through me. Suddenly, a security guard came in holding Carson by his arm, and next to him were Teddy and Scarlett.
Daddy, don't say anything more to these snakes. They're only here to sabotage what you've worked so hard for.
You're the snake. You dated me just so your dad could get close to mine and steal his ideas. Well, I've heard enough. Just as I stole Carson's dad's ideas and cut him out of his own company, so what? There is nothing you can do. Security, call the cops and have these two arrested for trespassing.
Oh no, are we screwed?
I'm not sure that's such a great idea, sir.
Someone said from behind me. It was a woman and a man who looked familiar.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the employee you pinned the hit and run on a while ago.
And I'm the employee you wiped the floor with because of your sparkling water.
We've been looking for a way to expose you. So a week ago, we bugged this office with cameras and microphones, all of them streaming on the mall's Jumbotron. Everyone in the mall has heard you confess to stealing Mr. Edgerton's rights, and I have already called the cops anyway. Once she said that, a group of policemen came in.
Sir, you are under arrest for more crimes than I could even count.
The cop said as he handcuffed him.
Daddy, don't worry. I'll use our money to get you out.
Don't say anything, Dad. I watched Judge Judy. I'll be your lawyer in court.
Scarlett and Teddy yelled as they ran after their dad. A month later, everything was ready to be exactly how it should be. Mr. Edgerton was proven to be the mall's original owner and was even awarded $100 million in damages after the trial. They moved to a huge mansion in town, and Carson was even able to buy the ice cream shop he works at. They invited me to a fancy dinner to thank me.
You know, Chloe, I'm gonna need a partner to co-manage the mall with me. Hopefully someone with business experience who was rich but still raised their kid with humility and passion.
I smiled from ear to ear. Sir, I know just the woman. I called my mom, and she was ecstatic to get that offer. In a few weeks, the mall had a huge reopening and ribbon-cutting ceremony. We all dressed up, and I was so proud to have kept my promise to myself and helped Mom get back on her feet. I was also able to stand up to the bullies who took advantage of a kind man, which means the world to me.
You know, there's a really nice fancy restaurant here in the mall. I was thinking we could go check it out together sometime.
I smiled. I don't know. I heard only bratty rich kids go to that place. Don't you hate rich people? I decided to tease him a bit.
Well, ever since meeting you, I've discovered I was wrong. Not all rich people are like that. And now that I'm rich myself, I'm gonna make sure people know that.
I nodded and said, well, as long as we're not having soft serve ice cream, I'm in.
My name is Sandy. I have real-life anime eyes that have caused many problems and even led to my expulsion from school on multiple occasions. One day, as I walked home from school, I came across a crowd yelling. A man was about to fall from a balcony and his friend held on to him, desperately trying to save him. I joined the crowd, cheering for the rescue. Suddenly, the friend looked at me and, in the blink of an eye, he froze, releasing his grip on the man's hand, and the man fell. Oops. Now teachers at school complain that I distract students who focus more on my eyes than the lessons. Consequently, I have to wear sunglasses all the time, whether it's day or night, regardless of whether I'm on the streets or at school. One day, I returned home to find that a friend had sent me a link. I opened it to discover a video titled, "The Girl with the Most Beautiful Eyes." The incident with the thief from the day before had been recorded and shared online and now was going viral. Everyone was writing about me. People even started calling us Beauty and the Beast. My God! I stepped out of my room, shocked to find my mom and sister, Sally, staring at the phone in disbelief. Instead of being proud, Sally was jealous and made fun of me.
Look who's here. Froggy Eyes.
Sally is a very beautiful girl, and every guy wants to talk to her. However, she has a peculiar habit. If a guy likes me and I like him back, she always intervenes. I have lost all hope of having a relationship with her around. The last time I was in a relationship with a schoolmate, Sally caught us during our first kiss. She then texted him from my phone, telling him I couldn't be with him because his breath stank, and I was disgusted. She also added, "Don't you ever talk to me again." The next day when he saw me, he looked at me with disgust and insulted me, saying,
"I don't want to see you again either."
I had no idea what had happened, so I cried and was devastated for 2 whole weeks because of him. After a long time, I figured out that it was Sally's doing, but it was too late. The boy was already with someone else. That's why I no longer care about love, and instead focus on my dream of becoming a famous model and working with big companies. Fortunately, I applied for modeling positions in different countries. One morning, I woke up to an email from a renowned American lens company. They accepted my application, particularly after the video of the thief went viral. I shouted with pure joy. My mom gave me a disgusted look and said,
"You inherited everything from your dad, even his crazy ambition. Hopefully you'll leave us the way he did."
Being compared to the man who hurt my mom was hard to swallow, but whatever, I've got used to it. I picked out my outfit for the next day, but couldn't find my eye drops. "Mom? Sally? Did you see my eye drops by any chance?" Sally came with the eye drops and said,
"Yeah, here it is."
I used the drops in my eyes, and I wish I hadn't. When I woke up, I was shocked to see how red my eyes were. No, not my eyes! They were blood red. I ran to the bathroom to wash them, but it was no use. I checked the eye drops that I had applied the day before, and they weren't the ones I usually used. This was Sally's doing again. Sally! I ran to Sally furious, but as always, I lost the fight. I went to my interview with a sinking feeling of impending rejection. Upon my arrival, I was taken aback. "Sally? What are you doing here?"
"I'm here for the job offer with this company. Do you have a problem?"
"Why do you want to take all my dreams away from me?" At that moment, they called my name. I stood up, seething with anger, and went inside to find the hiring committee there. Once I saw him, I froze. Unbelievable! It's Jacob, the famous artist on the committee? Wow, he looks even better in real life! One of the committee members said,
"This is Jacob. He is the owner of the company. He was really excited to meet you in person because he admired your beauty and bravery in that video."
Shyly, I responded, "It's my honor." He said,
"You truly deserve the title of the girl with the most beautiful eyes. We hope you'll become the face of the company."
They told me that if I accepted their offer, I'd need to start immediately because they were in a rush to get everything ready within 2 weeks. I was elated and said, "I definitely accept the offer and I hope to meet your expectations." A girl came up behind me and asked, "Are you ready for the session?" "Yes." She led me to the makeup room. They put makeup on me and tried to help me wear contact lenses for the photo shoot. At that moment, the makeup artist asked, "Why are your eyes so red like this?" Unfortunately, I applied the wrong eye drops. I think it'll get better soon. We began by trying the lenses, but I couldn't bear the pain, and my eyes got even worse. I was in excruciating pain. When the committee learned about it, they were worried because they were in a rush. Jacob said,
"No problem. Rest for a few days and come back."
I left the meeting room feeling disappointed. It was Sally's turn to meet them, so she entered with confidence. I rushed to the doctor to get treatment for my eyes before I missed this job opportunity, but he said,
"Unfortunately, the eye drops caused a severe allergic reaction, and any kind of lenses will worsen your condition. You need to rest for at least 2 to 3 months."
I returned home feeling disheartened and found my mom and Sally celebrating. Mom said,
"Congratulate your sister on her new job."
At that moment, I felt a surge of anger. Ugh! I attacked my sister and we grabbed each other by the hair. Then my reckless sister grabbed a bottle from the table to hit me with it, but I quickly dodged it and it struck my mom instead. Oh my god. My mom passed out. "What have you done?" We both looked terrified and we rushed to the hospital. As my mom was taken into the operating room, I prayed for her safety. My sister seemed like she didn't care as much. After a while, we heard the doctor screaming for help. We were alarmed and ran to see Mom. We found her holding the doctor down like a baby, trying to inject him with a syringe. Holy mother of toads! The doctor was scared.
"Help me!"
Why are you terrified? It doesn't hurt at all, kiddo. We were shocked by her behavior. Since when could she overpower a man like that? We tried desperately to calm her down. Only after hearing the sound of an airplane did she let go of the doctor. She ran toward the window, waved to the plane, and said, "Airplane! Hi, airplane! Goodbye, airplane!" The doctor fixed his appearance, looking embarrassed. He cleared his throat as he examined the scanner. He looked concerned and said, "This is a concerning case." He took Mom with him for an x-ray and blood tests. It turns out that Mom has brain damage, and she now has the consciousness of a 5-year-old child. On our way back home, Mom saw a toy store and went running inside before we could catch her. She held on to a toy and kept crying, "I want to get it!" She was stomping, and everyone in the store was staring and laughing. Sally was embarrassed and ran home while I struggled to convince my mom to return home. Once we were home, Sally kept yelling at Mom, saying, "You'll embarrass me in front of people! Now that I'll soon be a famous star, do you want the press to write about my crazy mother?" Honestly, I felt sorry for my mother and waited for her to sleep before getting her the toy she wanted. Days went by and nothing changed. Sally became a star, and since I didn't go to work to take care of Mom, she officially became the face of the lens company. Once, Jacob gave Sally a ride home. She was trying to get closer to him, flirting to make him fall in love with her, but Jacob remained indifferent and cold towards her. Before he left, he saw a picture of me with my mom and Sally. He was surprised and asked,
"Do you know who this girl is?"
"Why do you ask?"
"I have been looking for her everywhere, but couldn't find her. Even her file, which had her personal information, disappeared."
Sally went into a frenzy when she heard him talk like this and said, "She used to work for us, but we caught her stealing, so we dismissed her." I was about to go out and pull her hair, but I held myself together. Sally is financially in charge of our mother's treatment since I'll never be able to afford such huge expenses. I have no other option but to wait till I find a decent job. I thought of going to Jacob since they still want me in the company, but honestly, I was concerned that he might believe Sally's words and embarrass me. One day I heard Sally yelling on the phone, saying, "Jacob, I can't accept this price again. I demand twice the price. I'm a star and any company would wish to work with me." Day by day, Sally became more arrogant and skipped work. They were seriously fed up with her. Once I went out to take a walk in the park with Mom. The place was calm and quiet. I took off my sunglasses to breathe in some fresh air. Just then, someone whispered to me, so I turned to see who it was. A female photographer took a picture of me with her high-end camera. I was surprised and smiled at her.
"Unbelievable! Aren't you the girl from the video of the thief? The one with the most beautiful eyes?"
"Yeah, it's me."
"My goodness, your eyes are truly incredible. Would you mind if I take some pictures of you?"
she asked. Just then, I heard a child yelling, and when I looked, I saw my mom trying to take his bike from him. "Ugh, Mom!" I ran toward her and resolved the situation before it escalated. Afterward, I apologized to the woman and explained that I needed to leave. As you can see, things are a bit hectic.
"I can't believe I found you in the first place. Here's my business card."
I took it and returned home with my mom. When we entered the house, I overheard Sally shouting on the phone. "What do you want from her? I told you she was our maid and a thief. She's a nobody." She continued yelling, "For the millionth time, I don't know her address or any details about her." She then hung up. I couldn't hold back any longer and confronted her. "Wasn't it enough that you stole my dream job and erased all my data from the company with your dirty tricks? Now you want to tarnish my reputation by accusing me of being a thief? You are a thief, and I won't let you take Jacob from me the way you took Dad. You're cunning, but you pretend to be the innocent girl with beautiful eyes. What did Dad see in you that made him love you and dislike me? Even before leaving, he told Mom to take care of you and didn't even mention my name. It's as if I'm not his daughter. I hate both of you!" Sally shouted. I was speechless as she continued. "Now, I don't want you in my house. Get out and take this crazy woman with you. I don't need any more rumors. Get out!" She had completely lost it and started breaking things in the house. I grabbed my mom and hurried out before Sally could hurt us. With nowhere else to go and no relatives in town, I searched my pockets for money and found the photographer's card. I hailed a taxi and went with Mom to the photographer's address. Upon arrival, I was struck by the beauty of the house, and even the servants were exceptionally polite. We waited for the woman to meet us. Mom, as usual, fiddled with everything, and I continuously cleaned up after her. Finally, the woman arrived, delighted to see us.
"I didn't expect to see you so soon,"
she said. I recounted everything that had happened, and she was taken aback.
"You're Sally's sister?"
"Unfortunately, yes."
She's incredibly arrogant, but never mind that. I have a wonderful surprise for you. Come with me.
She led Mom and me upstairs to a room and said,
"You'll stay with me for a while."
Then she left us alone in the room. I couldn't fathom what she meant by that. Suddenly, I heard someone shouting.
What do you mean? She's not here yet. Call her or get someone to bring her. Ugh, that careless girl. Giving her the job was a mistake in the first place.
I opened the door to see what was going on and found him still in his pajamas, looking as if he'd just woken up. He looked at me, hand in his hair, and we gazed at each other for a moment. "Jacob?"
"You?"
he asked. He nodded, rubbing his eyes as if to confirm his belief. Then he came closer, touched me, and said,
"Are you real or just a dream?"
I felt shy and couldn't answer.
"What are you doing here? I searched everywhere for you and now you're in my house."
"Your house? I didn't know that." Suddenly, Lisa interrupted us, exclaiming excitedly, "Surprise, isn't it?" Jacob asked,
"You brought her here?"
Lisa replied,
"Look, the whole thing was a delightful coincidence." "Hold on, I don't get it."
Lisa proceeded to explain everything that had happened and how we had met. I was shocked to learn that Lisa was actually Jacob's sister. That night, Lisa told me to get ready because Jacob had arranged a big party and insisted I be there. I was nervous, but Lisa calmed me. I wore one of Lisa's dresses and she did my makeup.
"Wow, Sandy, you look stunning. Just like a Disney princess,"
she said. I shyly thanked her for everything, especially her support. Then I went to party with my mom and was surprised to see so many guests and journalists. To my dismay, I saw Sally arrive as well. Mom was eating chocolate like a child, and when she saw Sally, she excitedly ran to her, calling out, "Sally! Sally!" She hugged Sally, inadvertently staining her dress with chocolate. Sally was mortified and pushed Mom away, causing her to fall. Mom started crying like a child, and Sally coldly said, "I don't know who this crazy woman is. It's disgusting. Why would you invite such people to a grand party?" Jacob responded,
"As far as I know, this woman is your mother, and I don't think it's appropriate to treat her that way."
Reporters started recording, and the entire audience turned against Sally. Soon, companies refused to work with her due to her tarnished reputation and the public's disdain. Jacob terminated her contract and offered one to me instead. Finally, I landed my dream job. Within just 1 year, I boosted the company's sales and revenue significantly. Now I'm quite wealthy, and day by day, I grow closer to Jacob. One day, he confessed his feelings for me ever since he first saw me in that video, long before we even met.
"I couldn't imagine living without those beautiful eyes of yours in my life,"
he said. Then he proposed, asking,
"Will you marry me?"
"Of course I will," I replied, kissing him.
My parents and I were shopping when we suddenly heard a loud alarm go off in the store we were in. Security came rushing towards us and demanded we show them our bags. "Is this some comedy sketch?"
This is absurd. Do you know who I am?
Mom said in a narcissistic tone. "Ugh, Mom, you're a middle-class elementary school teacher. If anything, it's a good thing they don't know who you are." When they checked her shopping bags, they found 10 unpaid items. She insisted she didn't know how they ended up there, but she was arrested, and Dad had to pay a huge bail for her and more for the lawyer that got her charges dropped.
I don't even know what the big deal is. I just liked something, so I took it.
Mom, do you think you're the Empress of the Milky Way? You're caught red-handed breaking the law. The only thing you're Empress of is having a metaphorically bigger head than a T-Rex. Was that too harsh? Whatever. She needed to hear it. Hi, I'm Amber. I'm 19 and I live in Ohio. Ever since I can remember, my dad has been an aspiring screenwriter. He's written a great script for a movie called Bright Shadows and has been trying to get it produced for a decade, but with no luck. Mom, on the other hand, is a self-proclaimed kleptomaniac. She's not, by the way. She just steals, manipulates, and lies for sport. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I, luckily, escaped their messy genes and turned out great. I am a great painter and have portraits that give Picasso a run for his money. I dream of opening up my own art studio. One day, Mom reached our last straw when she stole from an actual science lab. She supposedly decided to steal their new formula for anti-aging cream. It wasn't even ready for usage. Good thing it didn't turn her back into a toddler. The next day, as I was finishing up my latest masterpiece, Mom and Dad were fighting like alley cats again.
You have no regard for my happiness at all. All I said was that stealing is unethical and illegal. Well, if you had sold your half-baked, dim little script, I could afford to buy my necessities.
Mom, 10 eyeliners and a diamond bracelet aren't necessities. Do you think you're Madonna? Mom's ears turned red as she left embarrassingly. In a few hours, she had packed her bags and left us for good. Dad was as broken as an old China doll.
I've loved her for so long. How could she just leave us?
I sympathize with Dad, really, but it was for his own good. He won't have to endure her abuse anymore. When the divorce papers came in, I looked at them like they were Christmas presents, and Santa had come early. We were able to move on, and in less than a year, I nailed down an internship at a famous art gallery. I loved my job and was finally on my own way to achieving my dream. Suddenly, Dad barged in, jumping up and down excitedly like a child.
Ambi, guess what? A huge film producer is interested in my script. Can you believe it?
Honestly, I couldn't. It felt too good to be true. But I told Dad to go for it, and he told me we were going to have dinner with the producer and his family tonight at their mansion. When we got there, it wasn't a mansion as Dad had described. It was more like a small village. We went inside the house, and it was filled with shiny, beautiful artifacts. Then, my eyes landed on the shiniest one, a boy my age who looked like his face was sculpted by Michelangelo. Who is he? Is he here alone? My mind raced with 100 questions. Most importantly, questions about his phone number.
Hi, Wednesday Addams. Where's Cousin It?
Excuse me?
I assumed you thought this was a costume party and were dressed as Wednesday.
Yeah, he's getting less attractive with every word that comes out of his face hole. Oh well, who would you be dressed as, since your face is all black and blue?
My face isn't black and blue.
Not yet, Hotshot! I said and took my seat.
Thank you for joining me at my humble manor, everyone.
The producer, Mr. Jones, said,
I'd like to introduce you to my son, Nick. He'll be one of the executive producers of the movie.
Ugh, so he's his son. Makes sense. No one would be able to tolerate that dimwit if they weren't stuck with him.
I would also like to introduce our other executive producer and my new partner, Camilla.
And suddenly, I felt a chill run through my spine as the coldest heart known to man sat down next to me.
Hello, dears.
Mom?
Cammy?
Is this some kind of prank? What is happening here?
Oh, this is so entertaining.
The doll-faced cretin laughed.
Gosh no! I simply pitched Jones your dad's script and he loved it. And as an added bonus, I get to work with you guys every day.
Does she actually think we're that gullible?
Oh, wonderful, darling.
Oh, I guess she'd be right if she did, huh? Not even if hell freezes over. We'll never trust you again. Mr. Jones, thank you for the offer, but my father would rather kiss a pig than work with her. I said and pulled Dad out of his chair and miraculously got us into the car through all his fussing and drove away. Dad moped for a couple of days, but suddenly he stopped. He almost seemed satisfied. Oh, something must have happened. One day, I decided to follow him after he left the house. I put on a trench coat, dark sunglasses, and a hat so he wouldn't notice me. While it did kind of make me look a little like Inspector Gadget, it did the trick. I found Dad sitting alone on a random bench. Is he waiting for someone? Then, a woman sat down next to him. Wait, is that Mom? I got closer so I could eavesdrop on their conversation.
Even though you hurt me, I still love you.
Oh, Dad, did you find your dignity in a yard sale?
I know, darling. That's why I want to make it up to you. Accept Jones's offer. Trust me. I do trust you, darling. Good, cause I actually have the contract right here for you to sign.
Oh, absolutely. Let me sign right here.
Before he could finish, I jumped out of the bush I was hiding in. Hold it right there! They were both so startled to see me.
Inspector Gadget? I thought you were just a cartoon.
What? No, Dad, it's me. I took off my disguise. She is a sea witch trying to get you to sing into her shell. Don't do it.
But I truly do want what's best for him. For you too. Won't you please just give me a chance?
I was so skeptical, but Dad was looking at Mom like she hung the stars. So I thought, maybe let's give her a chance. Maybe. Dad signed the contract and started overseeing everything on set. And you better believe I was glued to him to make sure he isn't manipulated by anyone.
Well, well, well. Looky who we have here. It's Gloomy Gus himself.
Ugh, I forgot that turd was working on set as well. That meant I had to see him everywhere I turned. At the table reads, at the catering corner, even at the makeup corner. It's as if he's doing it on purpose. Spoiler alert, he is! And hear this. Even the days I had to go to my internship at the gallery, he just showed up there. What are you doing here?
I'm looking to buy some paintings. I'm a sophisticated guy.
He said smugly. Then, I noticed all the women in the place drawing their attention from the paintings to his stupid chiseled face. Even my own boss saw him and immediately told me to ask him to pose as a model for her paintings. I asked him through gritted teeth, and he was obviously enjoying himself.
I'm not so surprised. Women have always drooled when they saw me.
They're probably just spitting on the floor because they can't stand the sight of you.
Well, I don't see a line of men around the block asking for your hand.
Hate to admit it, but ever since my parents' relationship fell apart, I've sworn off relationships. But I can't give him the satisfaction of knowing that. Well, that's because everyone knows that I already have a boyfriend and we're very much in love. I bluffed.
Is that so? Well, how about a double date tomorrow night?
Oh shoot, I spoke too soon. Where am I supposed to find a boyfriend in a day? Boyfriends are us? The next day, I showed up to a restaurant with a big chunk of man candy on my arm. Okay, he wasn't as extravagant as I'm describing, but beggars can't be choosers.
Hey Amber, meet my date. She's a supermodel.
Ugh, of course a supermodel would be interested in him. Well, meet my date. He's a... what are you again?
I'm a barista.
Oh, come on, man. No shame in that, but maybe bend the truth a little? As we started eating, Nick was feeding his date her pasta as if she has no arms. Excuse me, mama birds. Some of us find that nauseating.
Well, maybe some of you should just leave if you're so jelly.
Jelly? I am so not jelly. Well, to complete this game, I grabbed a handful of pasta and tried to throw it in my date's mouth. But the idiot dodged it. Why would he do that? Just because I was throwing hot pasta in his face? Oh, okay, I see. The pasta flew across the restaurant and hit one of the other diners. He was so infuriated. He threw it in someone else's face. It turned into a food fight between all the rich people in that fancy restaurant. The manager quickly rushed over and kicked us out. It was so humiliating. Why didn't you just catch the pasta in your mouth?
Do I look like a seal to you? What the hell kind of date is this?
He said and left. Guess I can't really blame him. Every time I ran into Nick afterwards, I tried to completely ignore him. Why can't I get him out of my mind? I mean, I still have to see him everywhere, every day on Dad's movie set. On the bright side though, the movie was actually going really well. To my surprise, Dad's script is actually pretty profound and entertaining. It's an enemies to lovers trope between a working class witty girl and a rich smug boy. Why does that strike a chord? Whatever.
Hey, Miss Killjoy, I need you with something.
Nick came up to me and said, as if we were childhood best friends, and I didn't fantasize about his pretty head on a stick every day. And why exactly should I help you, you shameless dweeb?
Because it has to do with your beloved father's movie. I need you to paint a mural that will be used as a backdrop for a scene.
And couldn't you find a professional painter to do that? Or has the big executive producer Nick Jones run out of friends? I teased him, but he just gave me a poker face.
No, I just recommended you because I liked your paintings that I saw at your gallery. I mean, they're slightly better than the ones a 2-year-old could paint, but they're fine.
Wait, really? Why would he do that? I thought he hated me. Oh, okay, thanks. Did I really just thank him for that? When I started painting, he sat with me, supposedly to overlook my progress, but I felt like he just wanted to be there. So, why are you suddenly being nice to me? Is it because my dad's movie's gonna make you a fortune?
No, I never hated you to begin with. I think you're cool, but I just wasn't gonna take your crap like others do.
He said with a charming grin. Wait, charming? What has gotten into you, Amber? Well, not all girls can be as perfect as the supermodels you fawn over.
Well, Gloomy Gus, I actually prefer you to any supermodel for some reason.
He said and my head exploded. Did he actually say that? I'm so shocked I almost dropped a bucket of paint on the floor. I kept painting, trying not to think too much about what he just said.
Hey, sweetheart, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, Mother. I'm just... I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe because she's always been critical of me and my art. Nick noticed I was so uncomfortable.
She's painting a mural to be used in the movie. Your daughter is a very gifted painter.
He answered so I wouldn't have to. I gave him a very appreciative nod.
Well, I can certainly see that. I am so proud of her. I guess she gets her talent from her dad and her good looks from me.
I gotta admit, maybe I've been too harsh on Mom. She hasn't done anything bad per se. Maybe she really does want what's best for Dad. I went to her trailer to apologize for being so mean to her before. But before I could knock, I heard her through the door, talking on the phone.
Yeah, and they have no idea I'm stealing from production.
Did she just say stealing?
And best of all, I'm pinning it all on my idiot ex. He's so gullible, he'll fall on his sword if I ask him to.
Oh my word! She's been using Dad, and now she's gonna frame him? I can't let that happen. I have to do something. Before I could finish my thought, it looked like she was coming over to where I was. Hide. I have to hide. Right next to her trailer was Nick's. I would rather get caught. Oh no, I wouldn't. I opened the door to his trailer and quickly got inside. Oh, please don't let him be exchanging tonsils with some girl. Luckily, he was just sitting on the couch. He looked up at me like I had grown a second head.
To what do I owe the honor?
I need to think of something. Some excuse. I'm here to inquire on how I can, become a better asset to this shoot. He saw right through me, of course.
Really? You wanna be a fuse? Okay, fine. Tell your mom to stop stealing from production.
Wait, you know about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at my job, you know.
So it's true. Mom is stealing from production and has become a con artist. I'm so disappointed. I thought maybe she had changed. Doesn't matter now anyway. I need to save Dad. Nick would definitely want the same thing. This could be good. He'll still need proof in order to go to the cops. And I want to save Dad from getting turned into sea foam by that sea witch. Okay, let's make a deal. We both get to save our dads if we can prove what Mom is doing.
Oh, so now we're some kind of united front? Okay, Gloomy Gus, what do you have in mind?
We spent the rest of the day cooped up in his trailer, crafting up a plan that would benefit us both. My conditions to help him were, Dad and his movie aren't going to be affected by this at all, and he makes a sizable donation to the gallery where I work. His only condition is that I am not allowed to fall in love with him while we work together, even when he's being sarcastic as a hot air balloon. After a week of planning, it was the day they were shooting the movie's climax, the bank robbery scene. The entire crew and cast were going to have their hands full, so that would be the perfect opportunity for Mom to sneak into the production office and steal the fake checks we planted there. The moment we noticed that Mom had zipped out of the studio, we quietly followed her. We saw her searching the producer's entire office. Come on, take the bait. Then she found the checks and yelled, "Aha!" like a cartoon villain. Come on, Mom, be a little less melodramatic. We barged in to catch her red-handed. You're busted! I knew you had ulterior motive for your sudden transformation. You're robbing Mr. Jones blind! She looked flustered, but then her usual audacity made a comeback.
What are you talking about? Ma'am, we know you've been dating my dad only so you could rob him and pin it all on Amber's dad.
She just looked at us with a poker face.
Okay, yes, I have been stealing from production, and yes, I was gonna frame your dad for it. So what? What do you have on me? Your word against mine?
Wait, she's right. We have no hard evidence. And she's not dignified enough to turn herself in just because she's ashamed of her wrongdoing.
Actually, we have one more trick up our sleeves.
We do? What? Because my sleeve is empty. Nick just clapped his hands and suddenly, the movie extras who were playing police officers in the movie scene we're filming today barged in.
You see, these aren't actual actors. They're real-life cops, and they just heard you confess to your crimes.
That just blew my face away. I thought they were actors. Well, at least until I saw them act. Along them were my dad and Mr. Jones.
Cammy, please say it ain't so. Oh, suck it up, you no-hit wonder. None of this would have happened if you were rich to begin with.
She yelled as she was being handcuffed. I felt bad for the man, but he needed to hear it to give up on her once and for all.
Well, I just realized that I deserve someone who will love me for who I am. You will never find happiness if all you think about is money.
Good for you, Dad. Finally, he gained some confidence. Mr. Jones thanked Nick and I for helping him and promised me that the movie will stay in production and this won't affect it at all. I was so happy. It felt like I had just won a battle. As production went on for the next few months, Nick and I got even closer. We became great friends, but soon after it developed into something even more. And guess who's gonna be my date for the movie's premiere tonight?
Hi, I'm Liv from Washington. As I stood in the music room rehearsing, I hit a high note so piercing that it cracked the expensive crystal vase on the nearby table. Oh, shoot! Panic surged through me. The vase was an irreplaceable heirloom, and I could never afford to compensate for its loss. I cautiously approached the damaged vase, my fingertips trembling as I assessed the situation. My mind raced, considering whether it could be repaired. Thank God, I whispered to myself, believing the crack could be fixed. But as if mocking my optimism, the vase suddenly collapsed into a million pieces. My heart sank. I was in trouble now. Just then, the door creaked open, and there he was, Adam, the handsome son of the school's billionaire owner. My heart skipped a beat. He was known for his snobbish behavior, flaunting his wealth and using his mother's influence to terrorize others. He mocked,
"What is this awful sound? Was that you, Freezy?"
I tried to hide the broken vase behind my back.
"What do you have there?"
I nervously replied, "Have where? I don't know what you're talking about." His keen eyes saw right through my feeble attempt.
"Is that my mother's one-of-a-kind vase?"
In that moment, I knew I was cornered. It was an accident. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
Of course you didn't, but anyone would know this could happen when you make a sound only dogs could hear.
Oh well, then it makes sense that you heard it clearly. He looked embarrassed at my comeback, but he immediately recovered.
Fire back at me all you want. When my mom finds out you broke it, it won't be pretty.
Oh, did I forget to mention that his mom also owns the restaurant where my mom is a cook? Now we are all about to get screwed over because of me. I desperately blurted out, "I know your secret."
"What secret?"
"I saw what you did last week. Please, Lady Luck, be with me this time, please." For a second, he looked worried, but he immediately regained his composure.
"Last week? What the hell?"
Judging from that 1 second, I can tell he did something bad. All right, how about I tell you in your mom's office? I acted confident and walked out of the room. I was getting near his mom's office, and my heart was racing.
"Stop!"
I looked to see his face was freaked out. I think he might have actually done something big. He ran to catch up to me. He looked pale and out of breath.
"Please don't tell her. Let's negotiate."
Wow. What Lady Luck did for me today is insane. The most feared boy in my school is completely at my mercy. All right, How about you hide the vase and buy another one?
Done.
Wow, that was fast. My problem is solved. I should finish the conversation and run away before he discovers I don't know his big secret. But another idea occurred to me. And also, calling me Freezy is not too polite.
I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
You will call me my superstar from now on. In fact, you will help manage my career up until the competition. Did I just ask a billionaire's son to be my manager? What? Absolutely not. Then it's a deal breaker.
Fine.
Fine what?
Fine. My superstar.
Ha ha ha. This is gonna be fun. The next day at school, Adam carried my backpack on his shoulder and took out a notebook to write down what I said I needed him to do. Everyone looked at us in disbelief. I almost felt like a celebrity. Oh my god, what is she doing with the golden boy of the school?
He's following her like a puppy.
I would sacrifice a family member to be in her shoes. Afterwards, I had a vocal lesson. My new billionaire manager gave me a ride in his Ferrari. This is nice. But he said nothing the whole way. So I tried to break the awkward silence. Adam, do you know why scientists don't trust you?
What do you mean?
Because atoms make up everything.
Haha, not funny.
Chill out, dude.
Our deal is to be your manager, not your chiller.
Well, he probably just wanted to get this over with. We went to a fitting I had for my competition custom. As I tried on my outfit, he seemed disinterested the whole time. Do you think this looks good?
Yeah, just hurry up.
Why am I even asking him? A guy was watching me from afar and started catcalling me. It made me uncomfortable.
Keep walking, dude.
Okay, at least I feel safe with him. Afterwards, we went to the music school. We wanted to let his mom know that he'll be managing me. As we approached her intimidating office, I could sense some tension between them. I swear, you could cut through this tension with a chainsaw.
And what are you doing here? I'm helping her win the competition so I could benefit your business just like you want. Anything else?
Oh, focus on your grades first.
The music school is doomed if you're helping Animal Boy.
Animal Boy? Adam looked disheartened by her words but pretended not to care as we walked away. Just then, my #1 competition and Adam's ex, Mandy, walks towards us. She's an okay singer but has won so many regional competitions just because her dad bribes the judges every single time. Last competition, she sabotaged another performer. I should be careful of her tricks.
I heard you've stooped so low as to manage this trash? Don't call her that. She's a far better singer than you could ever hope to be.
I was wonderstruck by Adam's words. It was probably a personal vendetta for him, but I couldn't help but blush at his words.
Oh, cute. I guess we'll let the judges decide who's better,
she mockingly said as she left the shop. Hey, thanks for standing up for me. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
A weekend buzzed by, filled with running errands alongside Adam. Last week's tests were returned to us. As always, I was met with the satisfaction of an A+, while Adam's face fell at his D grade. I offered, trying to not bruise his ego, "Hey, if you're up for it, I could tutor you after class." He looked taken aback.
Oh, okay, that'd be great.
We settled into the quiet hum of the library that afternoon. With each passing hour, I could see his understanding improve, the once complicated theories starting to make sense to him. His face, now softened, radiating gratitude. During lunch, in an unfortunate turn of events, I accidentally dumped a load of macaroni onto Mandy. She was instantly incensed. I tried to tell her I'm sorry, but she pushed me.
"You're going to wish you never did that."
Adam stepped between Mandy and me, telling Mandy to calm down. But Mandy's admirer, seeing Adam intervene, took a swing at him. However, he misjudged his punch and ended up de-pantsing an unsuspecting student.
"You idiot!"
The humiliated student yanked the pants down of the offender in return.
"It's on!"
Sparking a full-blown brawl. Adam and I tried to slip away amidst the chaos, but Mandy launched food in my direction. It sailed past me, striking our principal instead. Oh my goodness. Quick to pass the blame, Mandy pointed at me.
"She did it, sir."
No, sir. Someone must have been jealous of your cool vest.
The principal looked flattered by Adam's sweet talk that he got busy with his vest. 1 second later, we already had vanished. We got away without getting in trouble, and we couldn't stop laughing about what happened. Suddenly, I panicked. Oh no. I left my house keys in my locker, and my mom won't be home until 6.
Why don't you just come over for dinner at my place?
Taken aback, I agreed. As we pulled up to his residence, my eyes widened in awe. It was a grand mansion, the epitome of luxury. While exploring the yard, a peculiar structure caught my eye. It looked like a chicken coop. What's this? Adam suddenly turned coy. I found his shyness endearing.
It's nothing.
Curiosity piqued. Come on, show me.
Fine.
As the door creaked open, I was greeted by the sight of various animals. Cats, dogs, bunnies. Some had bandages, others were in casts. A pit bull with a joyous bark ran over to Adam, lavishing him with affectionate licks. His ensuing giggles warmed my heart, and when our eyes met, he swiftly composed himself back into his cool demeanor.
This one was left for dead in an alley after a dog fight. I found him barely alive.
Wow, what is this place?
You'll probably think it's lame, but I like to take in stray animals and nurse them back to health.
Adam, this is incredibly noble. His eyes widened.
Really? Nobody's ever said that before.
It's great. My dream is to actually open a large animal shelter one day.
But my mom thinks it's a waste and wants me to work in business.
I completely back your dream. I saw his warm smile. Then I asked him about the rumors about him using his mom's influence to get people in trouble. He said he got that reputation when a bully got expelled after he threatened him in front of students. They thought he was the one behind it, when it was just an accident. It was enlightening to see this side of Adam. The next day, I walked the school halls and caught myself subconsciously looking for Adam. The day went on, and then came math, the only class we have together. I noticed Mandy walked up to him and handed him a bag of dry food.
A donation for your little shelter. Oh, thanks.
That's weird. Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe she just likes animals. During lunch, a sight that I hadn't expected met my eyes. Adam, surrounded by Mandy, who seemed all too comfortable around him. I felt confused and upset. I ignored them and finished eating quietly. After school, I started walking home alone, but Adam drove up beside me.
Hey, guess what? There's this amazing invention that was created to be really helpful. It's called a car.
I thought you might want to go home with Mandy. He explained that he still cared for Mandy but wouldn't abandon me. I didn't know if I could trust him. Prove it. Don't mind if I do. The next day, he surprised me with a big banner draped over the class building saying I was the best singer. I felt amazed and started to trust him. For 2 weeks, Adam helped me with everything for the competition. He even came to my dentist appointment. When we got home, my mom was devastated.
They fired me just because my condition caused me to drop a pot.
I felt sorry for my mom and hugged her. She is an amazing woman. I must keep going and win just to make her happy. Adam interrupted us.
Don't worry, ma'am, just leave it to me.
And made a call. In just 10 minutes, the manager offered my mom a promotion and he was apologizing to her. Oh, this guy is my angel. I don't think I can fight my feelings for him any longer. He is too good to be true. Lady Luck must have gone crazy with me these days. The next day at school, I was at my locker and suddenly I was cornered by Mandy.
Do you think I would let you get away with what you're trying to do?
And what is it that you decided I'm trying to do exactly?
You're trying to get him to fall for you just because his mom is on this year's panel of judges for the competition.
Wait, what? I literally had no clue his mom was judging this year.
I mean, why do you think I got back together with that idiot?
She quickly stopped herself. Oh my lord, this absolute witch is using Adam. You shameless jerk! Do you know how much it will hurt him when he finds out?
And are you planning on telling him?
I don't know. Maybe.
Look, princess, if you tell him, I will sabotage your performance, and I know exactly how, P-girl.
And then she left with a smug grin on her face. How did she find out my secret? What if she humiliates me in front of everyone? My music career could be over for good. The next day, I went to his locker, and he ran as soon as he saw me. Maybe he just didn't see me. Then I waited for him in the parking lot to come pick me up, but he never showed. Maybe he forgot. Afterwards, I decided to go to his house. The butler opened. Hi, is Adam here?
I'll see if he is, miss.
He went to check and came back saying that Adam wasn't home. My gut told me to check his mini shelter in the backyard. I looked from a distance and sure enough, there he was. Okay, he is definitely avoiding me on purpose. I'm just gonna confront him. Hey, why the heck have you been avoiding me? He was surprised to see me, but recovered quickly.
I haven't. I just felt like I needed some space.
What? You're the one who wanted us to hang out outside of work. Sorry if I misread some of your signals.
You didn't misread anything. I do like you, but I can't be with you.
Why not?
I just got back together with Mandy. I'm sorry.
He looked embarrassed. My heart felt shattered. Thanks for all your help, Adam, but I think I can take it from here. You're off the hook about your secret. Good luck to you and Mandy, I said. As I forced a smile, my heart ached with a profound sadness. On competition day, I was laser focused on not getting stage fright. I was drinking my soothing herbal tea while warming up in my dressing room when I heard a familiar voice from outside. I opened the door to see Mandy giggling in an evil way.
What the freaking hell are you giggling about? Well, Princess Freezy, let's just say I put something chemical in your tea that will make you so anxious you might wet your pants again.
What the heck is wrong with you? You are evil incarnated.
Call me what you will. Not only am I going to keep you from getting Adam, but I'm also going to keep you from winning the competition and stop you from singing once and for all.
I panicked, realizing what she had done. Despite my fear, I had to go on stage in 2 minutes. As the curtain opened, my knees were shaking. I have to give it my best. I don't want to give Mandy the satisfaction of making me quit. The spotlight was intense. I considered walking off the stage. Maybe I can't do this.
Go for it, my superstar!
I heard someone say from the stage exit. I looked and it was Adam. We locked eyes for a second. He was there cheering me on. Then I just remembered how Lady Luck treated me from the moment I met Adam. If she was on my side before, she must be now. I felt like everything was going to be okay. The music started as I took a deep breath.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away.
Oh my god, my hands aren't shaking at all. This is perfect. Whatever Mandy put in my drink had a reverse reaction. It unintentionally calmed me down. I kept singing. The judges watched in awe. I glanced at Adam, who was looking at me with admiration in his eyes. I noticed Mandy standing backstage with her jaw on the floor. The song ended, and immediately came the deafening, awesome sound of applause. Since I was the last competitor, they said to wait on stage as the rest of the participants gathered around to hear who won.
And the first place prize goes to Liv Rinley.
Confetti rained down on the stage as they gave me my trophy and the check for my prize money. I can't believe it. I have never been so happy. There was only one person I wanted to share this feeling with. I looked at Adam, and I ran into his arms, hugging him.
You really are a star, aren't you? You've given me motivation to stand up to my mom.
Well, I had a great manager. I am sure your mom is very impressed by now. This is your win, too.
I need to make a confession. The only reason I got back together with Mandy was because she said if I asked you out, she would sabotage your performance.
Well, if we're both making confessions, I never actually knew any secrets about you. I was just bluffing so I could convince you to help me.
I had a feeling about this.
He pulled close and hugged me. It felt like a million fireworks lit up the sky. Hey, by the way, what was the huge secret that had you in so much of a chokehold that you had to help me?
I hate to burst your bubble, but there was never any secret. I just went along with your lie just so I would have an excuse to hang out with you. I have always liked you, Liv.
Oh, excuse me, my superstar.